you know, I'm expecting a meter tank. So mine is Roger. There's 20 panels in all. It's a 4.8 kilowatt system. And so there's actually 6 panels on this side of the cable and 14 on here. You see the lower ones. It's a bit of a mixed system in that there are different angles. So panels will behave differently. And the azimuth, I think my house is sort of at 157, so south is there. We're cocked off to the east. Nothing in Ottawa is straight, so that affects your production. We installed this mid-August last summer. We connected it on August 29th on a nice sunny day, so my logging starts at noon. Boom, you know. And we don't have a full year of production, but I do have, if someone really wants to geek out here, again, I've driven 2 of these. Anybody wants to see pass them around. So what this shows, the line of the graphs, that's yesterday's production. Today's was very similar. That was about a 30 kilowatt hour day. And that's sort of what we're seeing on a good day. The last 3 days, for comparison, are they, you know, you lived through them as well. They were kind of, you know, overcast, heavily overcast, so the production falls off. Down below this bar graph, that's our annual production. So the blue would be from 2011, so starting August 29th, 2 days there. And you can see it's a bell curve with production will be highest in right around solstice. And so it's kind of exciting. I mean, we hooked up and then we were having falling off production with snow and ice and the low sun. And so now we're in this upswing where each month sort of you get higher production.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask, sort of the mix of the crowd was sort of interested in doing microfit or interested in sustainability or all of the above? Check.
How much did it
Yeah.
cost you?
So it's 4.8 kilowatts and all in with it's about $34,000 all in. That's including sort of a $400 structural engineer to look at the roof. We need to do that for the building permit. It includes about a $1,400 fee for Hydro Ottawa. Evaluate the meter and snip the lines and connect them up a couple hours later, kind of thing. So
Really?
that's the standard sort of connect fee. Yeah. They do the service
I
layout.
think they give it to you.
They do a bit of an impact assessment, although it's
Do they install like a meter?
no, the electrician does all the meter sockets. So that's all included in the 34,000. PV panels produce DC. So that little one wire here coming down, that's where the DC power comes off the roof, goes into the basement, and then runs to an inverter. Instead of the public funding mega projects and nuclear power, and that's way off somewhere else that's causing more impacts inevitably than PV. So I know the Tories have had their day with this, so it's outrageously expensive to pay, but it's a very small piece of the overall portfolio. So it's right here. It maxes out its production precisely when Ontario has its peak, when everybody's air conditioners are running. So it's got a good match. So
What do you sell to?
under the microfit program, that's a provincial program, they're basically incenting the installation of PV, amongst other things, by giving you a 20-year contract and guarantee you that rate. So on that basis, you're guaranteed a certain payback and a certain return on investment, nominally sort of 13-14%, less any fall down from snow and things, or if you have an inverter that fails prematurely, etc. I mean, you take that risk. It's like a little business on the roof.
So they pay you monthly or?
They pay you every 2 months. They send you a check. So, in fact, there's the right here at the top, lifetime revenue, that's basically what we've made since August 29.
So you've paid back a third of it.
It's like $2,400. And,
Oh, sorry, I thought
Paid
you
back 2,000.
well,
the dollars that was of one.
as of right now, sort of thing. Not that I've seen the last check or anything, but yeah,
It's
it's,
on paper.
yeah, on paper. But normally my payback is about 7.5, 8 years, simple payback.
That's
That's,
But
yeah,
that's under the old rules. You've got. It sounds like you got really lucky in terms of
yeah.
bringing in the price.
But
for
the
system.
costs are going down too.
They are. But
They are.
yeah.
And so then there was a kind of a big freeze on installations, and then they ratcheted down the price to 54.2 or something, 54.6.
But that was their plan all along. I mean, is
Precisely.
to drop the price as the
Yeah.
cost of the
And it's
capital.
the same model they've used in Germany. You guarantee the contracts at a certain rate, and then you ratchet them down as more suppliers and more providers get up to speed and start offering more economies of scale at that level. So, but
I'm interested in how much power does this give you? I mean, how much does it power in your house?
so
Everything
we
and the height?
use about 10 kilowatts on average, about 10 kilowatt hours a day. I think we're pretty frugal. We have some CFLs, you know, but and then our power, of course, goes up when we. I work at home. I'm a real estate agent, so I work at home. I run the air conditioner, and our usage goes up to like 23, 25 in the cooling system. So, like yesterday, we produced about 30 kilowatt hours. So that's literally 3 times what we use
On a general basis.
on an average basis.
But you're selling it all back. You sell
Contractually,
contractually. You sell.
Contractually, everything we generate is sold back to the OPA. Physically, on an actual basis, these green electrons, they trickle out to my house,
Yeah.
the neighbors around, and probably don't get more than, I don't know, 2, 3 houses down the, you know? It's just,
But
that's the,
the advantage of this is you don't have to have the batteries. So you're not trying to supply your own
No.
needs when you need it, which is the problem. And you just
Yeah.
put it into the grid, and the grid manages that.
yeah. In fact, under microfit, you're not allowed to have any backup. Because then you could do some arbitrage, you know? Save it, generate it with a diesel generator, and then sell it back to the So they have it, so it's just grid connect, and so when you produce it, that's when you.
What is the name of the company?
I use Solarc. They did a great job. They are, I mean, there's a number of companies. Ottawa Solar Power, Solar, there's a number that have shown up on the Ontario scene because of this world-class program. So.
You say it's interesting. You say you're a real estate agent, so I imagine you've got your head around what impact it has on your resale value.
Yeah,
But
I've
in
never-
terms of your colleagues, like the general population, do you think
I promote myself as a green agent, and like it goes far beyond renewables, but most realtors really don't understand renewables for sure, and just general energy retrofitting. They don't tend, you know. I mean, they're a reflection of the general public who don't really understand a lot about housing and energy and stuff. In terms of selling a house, I've seen a house in Orleans that I put a large system, like a 5.4 kilowatt system on it, and not that houses in Orleans were moving quickly or are moving quickly now. Like there's always a certain days on market, but that house was not priced. It did not reflect the price of that array. Because that array is probably a $40,000 array, and when I look at the house, I think that's not reflected. And the realtor was saying, we've got a contract, it produces such and such dollars a month, but it's in terms, I think you really have to represent it and make it real for the buyer. A lot of buyers are going to be detracted by it's ugly, we don't want to look at it. So I think you really have to market to the right type of person here's a crowd, to get your money back out. And you really have to represent it, that this is not, it's not that difficult. The inverter is SolarEdge, and so the inverter is plugged into my router, and I look at that on the net.
So it's part of the turnkey package.
Yeah, this is SolarEdge that offers the monitoring free. I think as a promotion of their product and as a promotion of
That's awesome.
the other inverters do it too. Enphase I think does it as well. The last thing I'll say about this is kind of a hybrid inverter. It's kind of I'd say it's state of the art. It's sort of a blend of a string inverter, one inverter, as opposed to a micro. There was a number of years that people were putting micro inverters, so each panel would have a micro inverter. What this is a string inverter, so you get the efficiencies, the conversion efficiencies, but each panel has a little power box that basically modulates what the power is doing, so you get better production from the string of panels. It used to be where if one panel was shaded, you lost a lot of production from the whole string, and that was a huge issue. You'd get 10, 15, 20% fall down in your production just from a little shading. So this way, it's sort of the best of both worlds. But that's more techie than you really care to know.
What's the supplier again?
Solar. Yeah.
By the way, most of the other panels are in by Ottawa Solar Panel Sales here in Ottawa, so we're getting a contrast here.
Yeah.
Okay, on behalf of the group, thank you, Roger.
Great.
We're on our way.
You guys as well.
Right next to Brian's corner, like this far away from the fence. So
Hey, on our way around the corner?